What's up? I'm Lance, and welcome to my second channel, Lance B2.
Just a reminder to the brave and beautiful Democrat women, doctors recommend prostate exams every 2 to 3 years, depending. So, yeah, okay, thanks, bye.
Today we are checking out Sloan. Garth Brooks is a secret... This title, y'all. Garth Brooks is a secret serial killer. 120 people missing, and over 80 unsolved deaths on his tour. This is quite interesting title I saw. I thought we should check it up on this channel because I was like, I grew up not listening to Garth Brooks. Anyway, my dad was a big Garth Brooks fan at one point, and so was a childhood friend of mine at the same time. When I try to get away from my house so I don't have to listen to Garth Brooks, I end up at my friend's house, and guess what? I was still inundated with Garth Brooks over at his house. I remember Garth Brooks very well. He was very popular. And then he had this weird time when after he was making all those hits, he tried to be someone different, Rick Gaines or some shit. That was horrible. With a wig and everything. He tried to be like emo or something. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, let's check this out. I think this might be quite interesting. Let's check it out. I'll leave the link for Sloan down below so you can check out his channel, become a subscriber, channel member, Patreon member.
Garth Brooks is nervous because of a rumor that he's linked to over 120 missing people and over 90 unsolved deaths.
About 120 missing persons and around roughly 90 unsolved homicides. I'm telling you, the man is a monster.
Of course, the country star denies any wrongdoing, but the connection made between his concerts and these crimes is unsettling.
I'd love to be bad.
No, you don't want to be a bad guy, no. I mean, you look like a good guy, you know?
Okay, I guess I'd rather kill somebody.
So, let's get into it.
Whoa. What? I'd rather kill somebody. That's a hell of a clip to throw in there to solidify this accusation. You look like a good guy. Yeah, I'd rather kill somebody. Garth. You make me kind of question this whole accusation.
Now, this is a conspiracy video, but I'm fully convinced that Garth Brooks could be a serial killer. There's a rumor going around that the popular country star likes to unalive people while he's on tour. I want to give you guys all of the evidence because I feel like Garth could maybe like killing people on the side. I mean, it is an interesting story, a big country star using their power to go and harm people like for fun as they travel the world undetected because no one would suspect them. Now I'm going to take you back to the 90s.
That would be a good cover. Let's just be honest. That would be a good cover. No one would assume that. No one would assume that because like, why would he, this rich and famous guy traveling for tour, what we, do that to ruin his life if he gets caught and stuff like that? You know.
Social media wasn't a thing, but Garth Brooks was. He was one of the best-selling solo acts of the 90s. But there are a lot of people questioning, why are there so many unsolved instances of people going missing or being murdered around the time he comes to town? Let's talk about the year 1993. I just feel like it would be so much easier to get away with this back then. Again, this is all alleged, but in Indianapolis, a young woman walks home from a bar just blocks away from where Garth Brooks performed at the Market Square Arena, and she disappears. Chicago, the same year, 3 women disappear in unrelated cases in the same week that he sold out consecutive nights at the Rosemont Horizon. Then in Cincinnati, there's a cold case murder of a college kid. Their body was discovered in the Ohio River within 48 hours of Garth Brooks' tour bus rolling out. And at first, some people were thinking that these are coincidences until they started to match up like 30 different dates and finding more and more cases.
And all of Garth Brooks's tour dates, and every tour date lines up with a missing person or an unsolved homicide. Every place he's ever been. Somebody, one of these people, one of Segura's fans, came up with the theory that if you take that, there's a list out there. She says there's supposed to be a list out there where somebody has taken all of Garth Brooks's tour dates, and every tour date lines up with a missing person or an unsolved homicide. Every place he's ever been. Now and I asked her, I said, is there really a list? And she said, no, there's no list. She says, I've looked and looked. I've looked. Pete looked. Like, we looked. There's no list. But she said, so I started trying to make the list. And she said, and I did it for whatever. She said 5 hours, 6 hours, a couple days, whatever it was. She said, and I started coming up with name after name after name.
Whether there's a list or not a list, there's still evidence. Like his song Papa Loved Mama almost feels like an admission. It's a tale of infidelity that concludes with a fiery demise by a truck. It's got a good chorus, but it eerily echoes a Kentucky murder case that very week he played it live. Here's some lyrics. Papa drove a truck nearly all his life. You know, it drove Mama crazy being a trucker's wife. The part she couldn't handle was the being alone. I guess she needed more to hold than a telephone. Papa called Mama each and every night just to ask her how she was and if us kids were all right. Mama would wait for his call to come, but when Daddy hangs up, she was gone again. Wait, where was Mama? Mama was a looker, Lord, how she shined. Papa was good, but the jealous kind. Papa loved Mama, Mama loved men. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pen. Well, it was bound to happen, and one night it did. Papa came home, and it was just us kids. He had a dozen of roses and a bottle of wine. If he was looking to surprise us, he was doing fine. I heard him cry for Mama up and down the hall. Then I heard a bottle break against the bedroom wall. That old diesel engine made an eerie sound when Papa fired it up and headed into town. This makes me nervous for Mama. What's gonna happen? Well, I guess the picture in the paper showed the scene real well. Papa's rig was buried in the local motel. The desk clerk said he saw it all real clear. He never hit the brakes. He was shifting gears. So I guess Papa drove the truck into the motel. Now there are other songs, but oh my gosh, rest in peace to Mama. This blind item reads, there's been a nasty accident in Hollywood and someone will have to pay up. The issue is nobody wants to take responsibility per usual. But that's not the case anymore because with Morgan & Morgan, regular people are finally winning too. They are the largest injury law firm in America with over 1,000. Doesn't make you deal with the paperwork or pay who knows how to get it done. That is why clicking the link in the description.
Girl, you're
They were never found. His song The Thunder Rolls is about domestic violence, stormy weather, and a woman who takes matters into her own hands. Fiction or foreshadowing. This is lyrics for The Thunder Rolls. 3:30 in the morning, not a soul in sight. The city's looking like a ghost town on a moonless summer night. Raindrops on the windshield. There's a storm moving in. He's headed back from somewhere he should have never been. She's waiting by the window when he pulls into the drive. She rushes out to hold him, thankful he's alive. But on the wind and the rain, a strange new perfume blows, and the lightning flashes in her eyes, and he knows that she knows. Now, this TikToker broke down some more of these lyrics because it sounds like a cheating situation, but there are more instances where the lyrics don't really line up even with that narrative.
Have you ever heard the third verse? Have you ever heard the third verse? Listen.
So she comes back down the hallway through the bedroom door. So I guess maybe the third verse isn't out there.
She reaches for the pistols kept in the dresser drawer.
Reach for the pistols kept in the dresser drawer. It's kind of hard to hear, so I'm going to read it for you guys.
There's a lady in the mirror. He won't do this again. There's tonight will be the last time she'll wonder where he's been.
Tonight will be the last night that she'll wonder where he's been.
She shot him. She shot him. Spoiler alert. Hate to
Oh, she shot him because he was cheating. So another murder situation.
ruin it. She shot him. I've only heard this version one time on the radio. I'm from South Georgia, a very small town. I heard it. It is so hard to find on the internet, kind of the corners of the internet. But again, now we have a lot of female singers talking about killing their husbands. And
Oh, wow. We've got so many songs about murder, huh? So there's a lot of attention on.
I didn't realize he had so many songs about murder in there. I didn't realize that.
Garth Brooks right now. Fans have been saying that shows are weird. The mysterious mid-set pauses, the long and unexplained hiatus on the road, and the awfully tight-lipped road crew. Local police logs mention unexplained tips about suspicious buses in at least 4 cities. Even the FBI quietly conducted a background inquiry in the mid-90s, though there were no findings made public. There's another characteristic about Garth Brooks that's interesting. He has an alter ego. It's his rock alter ego, Chris Gaines. And some people believe that his alter ego is the killer. Now, Garth created that character in the late 90s to explore rock music for a film. He had the dark hair and eye makeup and things like that. According to believers of the conspiracy, it's the perfect disguise for someone trying to get away with murder, which, I don't know. I mean, the hair and the makeup, you would remember someone like that.
In the late 90s, all of a sudden, he decides to create this alter ego called Chris Gaines. Chris Gaines is kind of like a rock persona. So, I mean, is it possible that this is who Garth Brooks actually always wanted to be as a musician? He created an extremely elaborate backstory and everything for this quote-unquote character. Like, I mean, if you look up the backstory for Chris Gaines, it is so detailed, like so weirdly detailed. Like, he's from Australia. He has like all these very specific like life events that all lead to a certain point where he gets into a car accident and gets a scar. And it's just like, it's so detailed. Like, if you look it up, you'll see. You know who else comes up with really detailed backstories for fictional personalities? People with DID, formerly known as multiple personality disorder, the conspiracy theory where allegedly Garth Brooks might be a serial killer. What if it's not Garth Brooks? What if it is another personality living in a system in his head, Chris Gaines, and Chris Gaines is actually the one doing this? If that were the case, it's very likely that Garth Brooks doesn't even know that this is happening, because people with DID tend to black out when their other personalities are in control or in the driver's seat.
Let's get into some clips of Garth Brooks.
That's interesting. And that's an interesting little conspiracy theory. That's a little interesting theory. Okay. I can see where they can get that kind of correlation. What do you guys think about that one? It was Chris Gaines. I remember the last name was Gaines something. What was that? I say Rick Gaines or something like that. It's Chris Gaines. But you see that though? He looked like an emo rocker from like My Chemical Romance or some shit.
In 1989, he was asked if he would ride a bull for charity while being interviewed. He joked by saying, "I would rather kill somebody than ride him like a bull." Oh, maybe a real bull. I don't know. That's kind of scary. But mechanical bull, that's okay. Let's take a look at that clip together.
Yeah, I told them if they ever need somebody to be a bad guy, which is weird, I'd love to be a bad guy.
Oh, you don't want to be a bad guy, no.
He would love to be a bad guy.
I mean, you look like a good guy, you know?
Okay, I guess I'd rather kill somebody.
Oh, you
That'd be fun, sure.
Oh, you know, so he must have this hidden mean streak.
But you got to be tough when consumed by desire. It's not
There's something a little bit spooky about him.
enough just to snap out.
You see, he kind of smiled at that too. He says, "Oh, you're a little bit dark." He's like,
Now, somebody you can thank for this conspiracy is Tom Segura. He's a comedian, and it all began with a video from Garth Brooks, a 2018 concert tour announcement video, where he says, "Let's get physical," playing music. Tom described this video and Garth's serial killer smile. Tom joked that Garth Brooks looks like somebody who's killed multiple times before. The comment went viral, and suddenly Garth Brooks' tour dates were being cross-referenced with missing person reports.
he does have those kind of crazy eyes, though. Hold on, let's go back. That gives me crazy eyes.
Tom joked that Garth Brooks looks like somebody who's killed multiple times before. The comment went viral, and suddenly Garth Brooks' tour dates were being cross-referenced with missing person reports.
You know about this Garth Brooks thing? And people will go like, "What?" And they're like, "There's like a legit theory that he's a serial killer." And you see people go, "What the?" I'm like, "Does he know?" He's like, "Yeah, of course he knows." And I asked like, "How does he take it?" He goes, "He's confused by it, doesn't get it at all." So the next time I ran into this dude, I guess he had turned a little bit from like, "I'm confused by this," to like, "Hey, I don't like this shit that this guy's doing." Found out who I was, and he said that Garth, when people bring it up to him, shows them the video of me breaking my arm and like falling trying to dunk, and he goes, "Karma." In Houston, at the stadium show, and he held up like "We love you" Garth sign, and then he dropped it. And underneath it said, "Where are the bodies, G?" And it's on the fucking jump. We got tagged a million times that night.
Now, there are also creepy instances of Garth Brooks being...
That person was messy as shit. It's like, "We love you." Where you hiding the body? Where you hiding the bodies, bitch? Where you hiding them bodies? You messy.
On the internet that rubbed people the wrong way, like a video that he had shared of himself, and I kind of understand what Tom is saying here. Like, you cannot tell me that something doesn't seem off about this man.
Well, I guess it's official. We're now on Facebook. I really wasn't sure about this at the start, but then a friend of mine said something that just made all kinds of sense. She said, "Think of it more as a conversation." I like that. but I'm already finding out on my own. So it's wiping the walls out between you and me, and I really like that. It allows us into each other's worlds, or I guess in my case, the hotel room. When I think about things I want to post cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff. But most of the stuff I'm going to post is going to be raw stuff like this. This is just who I am. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin.
In October 2024, there was an interesting headline. Garth Brooks' accuser alleged he planned to hire someone to unalive her. So there's this hairstylist, and I guess she sued Garth Brooks for SA, and she also believed that he wanted to unalive her. She amended her complaint, writing, "Defendant also alleged a belief that plaintiff planned to hire someone to murder her." Now, Garth Brooks claims that nothing that she had alleged is accurate, so he actually sued her for punitive damages. What she claimed was that in 2019, he had attacked her after she was hired to be a hairstylist. She also stated that Garth had sent her really nasty text messages and would expose his private parts, his wiener, to her in public. Now, of course, Garth has denied everything, stating that he's been hassled to no end with threats, lies, and tragic tales of what his future would be if he did not pay up millions of dollars to this woman. Hush money, no matter how much or how little, is still hush money. In my mind, that means I'm admitting to behavior I'm incapable of.
The new lawsuit accusing country music superstar Garth Brooks of sexual assault and battery.
This lawsuit that was just filed comes from a Jane Rowe, an anonymous woman who claims that she was a former hairstylist and makeup artist for Garth Brooks and for his superstar wife, Trisha Yearwood. She says that these alleged incidents occurred in 2019 after she started working for Garth Brooks in 2017, but she had originally met him by starting to work for his wife in 1999. She accuses him of in a hotel room in Los Angeles in 2019 where they were traveling for business. And she also says that she was shown lewd text messages from him, that he regularly exposed himself in front of her, that he regularly groped her. Here's where things get interesting. This morning, I reported on an anonymous filing from a celebrity plaintiff known as a John Doe. Now we know that that is Garth Brooks. In that filing, he was trying to block this accuser from coming forward, denying her allegations and saying that they are untrue and lewd.
Now, I think this situation, this rumor, this conspiracy, whatever you want to call it, involving Garth Brooks and this alleged, murderous identity really bothers him, which I understand why. I mean, if you aren't murdering people, I can understand why why he would be upset. Like, could you imagine if you were accused of murder and you're like, I'm just sitting here in my room, like I haven't even left. What are you talking about? But this conspiracy continues on, and people dig now and they look and they compare some of his tour dates and some of these people and these missing people, and they question what's the MO here. I mean, I think that's the big thing for a lot of serial killers. Like, what is the MO? And when it's random people, I think that's even more of like a kind of like a psycho killer. It's not even someone you want to, like, you hate or something, or love, or whatever it ends up being. But there was this podcaster where he explained that they had found a lot of cases, I believe over 100 cases of people who were missing that coincided with Garth Brooks.
We hired 2 researchers to try and find all of his tour dates. There's over 1,000 of them. Not to mention Grammys, Billboard Awards, everything. All the places he's lived. He moved here, then he moved here, then he moved here. I mean, from when he grew up in Oklahoma, like every place. We came up with about 120 missing persons and around roughly 90 unsolved homicides that
coincided with locations and times of his tour.
With locations and times. And I'm telling you, the man is a monster.
Have any of those crimes been solved with other evidence of other people? Like,
no,
wait, the fact that they're all unsolved is wild.
These are like, they've been linked to any other murderers, or is this all a joke?
No, there's, I literally, like, I'll give you an example. When Garth went to college, there was a woman that went to the same college that she ended up murdered, and their apartments are only a few miles away, and she attended the same college as him. He moves to Nashville. He's working at like the Boot Barn. It's like 3 people that go missing that were in the vicinity of the Boot Barn where he was working while he was trying to be a country music.
So on the Danny Jones podcast, they actually hired researchers to go and look for these cases. Them being unsolved is incredible to me, because that shows that there's like it's not like they're just murdered. It's like we don't know who could have done it. And could you imagine if there's a world where he could be linked to all of them? But I mean, all these cases, it seems pretty wild that none of them have been solved. I wonder if they came across some that happened there but were solved. Maybe there's wrongful convictions. But a big question would be, where are the bodies? Like, all of these people who have gone missing, especially because, I mean, going missing is different than just being murdered, because now you just completely disappeared. But on this podcast, Danny Jones, they have like a theory that the bodies are actually at Garth Brooks's property.
This is another one that they've come up with, is that Garth built this huge house.
Right.
And people are saying that he's buried tons of people underneath the floorboards of the house. When Garth got his first big check for roughly $500,000, he's been struggling. He's working at the Boot Bandit. He's trying to sell. So it's been years have gone by. He's got no money. He gets his first check, roughly $500,000. Does he go buy a condo in downtown Nashville? He's living in Nashville. Does he get a new European sports car, supercar, or an American sports car? No. He goes and buys, I want to say it's like 20 or 30 acres.
So just a whole bunch of land.
Of raw land in Goodlettsville. This was just outside of Nashville. Well, and by the way, like $450,000. You spend almost every bit of your check on like 20 or 30 acres.
Yeah, but how do you know he didn't already like own a house by then?
He was broke. He didn't own anything. They're like renting an apartment.
The first big check he got, he spent it on land.
He buys a bunch of land. And guess what spikes shortly after that purchase?
Murders. Unsolved mysteries.
No, missing persons reports.
Missing persons reports. Around that area?
Yeah, of course, in Nashville. That's where he's living.
That is so creepy to think about. But you know what? Garth Brooks has never really responded to these accusations or clarified anything. And with those song lyrics, I mean, it kind of feels like an admission of guilt. Now, there was a song that came out in the 90s. It's titled Murder on Music Row, which is about the Nashville music industry and how it really just recycles people and tries to profit them, and it's killing country music. Well, the writer of the song received a call from Garth Brooks because he was not happy. There are lyrics within the song that mention the 16th Avenue sign, somewhere where he would often hang out, and he felt like this song was trying to frame him as like maybe the murderer. Like, what are you talking about? And actually, the writer was really taken back by this accusation because they weren't even thinking about Garth Brooks when they wrote this song. But whenever Garth heard it and he heard this like song about death and music artists dying and 16th Avenue, which is he's very familiar with that location because in Nashville, I guess where that sign is that's being referenced in the song, there is a studio in which Garth would go and record his music at. So I don't know, he really doesn't like this attention, which kind of makes me feel like he's guilty of something. But of course, this is a conspiracy. It's all alleged, and I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Garth Brooks could be a murderer? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.